Introduction to team communication in a workplace. What you'll learn to do. Discuss the role and types of teams in a workplace. Communication. We enter the workplace as individuals and then quickly interact with peers, work groups, and customer groups. As we make our way through our careers, we see that work is best accomplished with the power of others. Learning effective group and team communication skills advances your success and your success of your organization, and the success of your organization. Developing a group or team is a useful approach to accomplishing a task. When developed and run effectively, a team can be used to pool the ideas and experiences of its members in search of a collective outcome. Organizations of all types can benefit from the work of teams. An effective team should be able to share experiences and provide members with feedback. By sharing experiences, teams can generate insight and become effective problem solvers through a collaborative effort. Developing a successful team requires understanding group dynamics and how to adapt the strengths and quirks of team members. This module provides skills related to workplace communication in these valuable groups and teams. It examines types of teams, roles of team members, and how to communicate within teams. The value of teams in business communication, learning outcomes. Discuss the value of teams in the business communication. Discuss types of teams and organizations. You hear a lot about teams every day: sport teams, disaster and rescue teams, and medical support teams. Teams exist because they are effective in achieving goals, especially when the goal is well defined. In the business environment, reliance on teams has been growing in the last few decades as organizations become more virtual, operating over distance, and more structurally complex. Businesses rely on teams to perform tasks not well suited to more traditional organizational structures. The most common types of teams are discussed in this section. Business organizations have both groups and teams. A group is formed around a common interest or purpose with the goal of sharing information, but there is no collective accountability. Employee groups may consist of social clubs or volunteer efforts. A team's focus is collective performance, with both individual and mutual accountability. For example, all of the people who work in accounting constitute a group, but people from each functional department who meet regularly to standardize financial procedures are a team. Teams bring together members of the organization with a wide variety of skills to achieve a common goal. Organizations accomplish these goals by carefully selecting these type of teams they use. Practice question. Anton is organizing an employee appreciation day. Which of the following would be most helpful? He needs a team to organize the event, a big budget. He needs to hire a consultant, a list of all employees. He needs to he needs a team to organize the event. Yes, that's the correct answer. Types of teams. The team is only as good as its members and the ways in which they interact with each other. Here are several types of teams that may be used in the workplace. As you read through them, consider the purpose and the likely communication issues. Cross-functional teams. A cross-functional team is just what it sounds like, a team that pulls its member from across the different functional areas of an organization. These teams are typically permanent or long-standing. For example, cross-functional teams may be composed of representatives from production, sales, marketing, finance, and legal. The strength of this type of team lies in its members having different functional backgrounds, education, and experience. A diversity of experience contributes to innovative problem solving and decision making. Cross-functional teams may be used to implement new solutions in the workplace. A simple example is a group of instructors who want to use grant money to purchase PCs for all 4 of their classrooms. In order to avoid unexpected difficulties and pitfalls, the instructors invite representatives from campus engineering and IT security to join their team. With this cross-functional team, the teachers might have overlooked the special electrical considerations of rack-mounted charging stations for the PCs or the special campus security software that must be installed, including other department leads to greater project success by using expertise from many areas. Unfortunately, the very factors that give cross-functional teams strength can also lead to weaknesses. Without a strong leader and very specific goals, it may be hard to foster social cohesion in cross functional teams and to create a system of accountability. Task force. A task force is a group or community, usually of experts or specialists, formed for analyzing, investigating, or solving a specific problem. Quite often, a task force is formed in reaction to a problem or specific event, and once the job is done, the task force is disbanded. The goal of a task force is to offer solutions, support, and, if possible, put preventive measures in place against future problems. A task force might be used to assess the causes for declining customer traffic at a store location. For example, there might be a team there might be team members from marketing who analyze competitors in areas and changes in customer preference. There might be operational members who review internal procedures related to stock management and customer interactions. Types of concerns that may generate task forces in the workplace include bullying, health and wellness, employee training, increasing customer sales, or improving employee job satisfaction. A project team is similar to a task force, but a project team is often ongoing and covers a wider range of tasks. Virtual teams. Virtual teams are groups of individuals working together with a common purpose built in different locations. Virtual teams, by definition, may overlap with the team types listed above. People may be in different time zones or even different organizations. The obvious advantage of a virtual team is the low cost, both in time and money, to maintain it. Meeting in virtual spaces. Meeting in virtual space increases flexibility for team members. People can attend from wherever they are and allows the organization to use the talent of employees around the globe. The idea of virtual teams is relatively new. However, the use of virtual teams has grown 140% from 2005 to 2018. Virtual teams are possible thanks to advances in communication technology, such as email, the internet, video conferencing, and collaboration platforms and other products. When considering virtual teams, remember that working across cultures can be as challenging as working cross-functionally. Working with team members from different cultures means working with potentially different leadership styles and decision-making processes. In the United States, managers tend to gather data, make quick decisions, and move forward, making corrections as need. Northern Europeans prefer to build consensus slowly, whereas the French are taught to debate and confront the time they're in primary school. Some business consultants will tell you that decisions in Japan are made in small, informal conversations before the formal meeting ever takes place. All teams need to be sensitive to these issues, which may be far more prevalent among the members of virtual teams. In spite of these barriers, many companies have been adopting virtual teams. SAP is the world's largest enterprise software company with more than 30,000 employees in 60 countries. It relies on virtual teams to survive. It has 5 headquarters around the globe. Each one with a specific area of expertise share virtual meetings. IBM and General Electric are corporations that also depend on virtual team strategies. Self-managed teams. Okay, these are virtual cross-functioning teams. Virtual teams to self-managed teams. A self-managed team is a group of employees that is a self-managed team is a group of employees that is responsible and accountable for all or most aspects of generating a product or delivering a service. It could be thought of as a mini company within a larger organization. Traditional organizations assign tasks to employees depending on their skills or functional department: sales, finance, production. A self-managed team carries out the supporting tasks as well, such as planning and scheduling the technical workflow, and the human resource tasks, such as managing vacations, absences. Team members may take turns leading and assuming technical responsibilities. An example An example of a self-managed team is a remote group of engineers that double checks and configure technical sales data that is uploaded daily. Rather than wait for a supervisor to assign tasks to the group manages job assignments based on availability and skills. The group then works with project managers to implement solutions. Again, based on the team rather than a supervisor decision, the group then works with the group then works with project managers to implement solutions. Again, based on team rather than a supervisor's decision. The work finishes with them billing the work finishes with the billing team. When difficulties or disagreements are encountered, the team works it out for themselves. Because of the autonomy, uh, because of the autonomy given to self-managed teams, these teams have greater ownership of the jobs they perform. Some benefits of self-managed teams are that team members share accountability for what they accomplish, which can be a great motivator. Individuals have greater commitment to the task because they're directly responsible for its results, and team members take on some of their manager's work so he or she can work on other tasks. However, self self-managed teams are not without problems. Groupthink occurs more frequently with these teams. Members may struggle during the transition from the supervisor-led management to self-management, possibly because of lack of interpersonal skills or poor implementation by the company. Not surprisingly, the most effective self-managing teams are found in companies where the corporate culture supports democratic decision-making and the employees are generally well-educated. No matter how groups and teams come together, there are advantages and disadvantages that must be attended to, as in the unintentional assumption of roles by gender or age rather than by the experience or expertise. Practice question. Customer and installer complaints are on the rise due to shipments that seem to either have the wrong cables, missing cables, or too many cables. Which type of team is best suited to solve this problem? A task force? Task force, correct. 12 more, 4 more minutes. All right. Teams and team dynamics, learning outcomes, explain advantages and disadvantages of teams and team dynamics. It may seem obvious to say so, but groups are made of humans, and humans express behaviors that are both beneficial and detrimental to the function of their teams. People who feel that they are a part of a team are often mutually supportive and report greater job satisfaction. However, not all teams are successful. In one survey, only 14% of companies rated their teams as highly effective. Around 50% rated them as somewhat effective, and 15% rated them not effective at all. In this module, we look at teams and how effective teams are developed. We start by looking at common behaviors that can help or hurt efforts to meet organizational goals. Advantages. Teams bring together people with diverse skills to create something that no one person could do alone. A well-planned team improves motivation. A team brings together people with diverse skills to create something that no one person can do alone. A well-planned team improves motivation. Communication is higher on teams, and a diverse skill means teams can discover new approaches. Because teams have specific shared goals, team members usually enjoy greater autonomy, variety, task identity, task significance, and feedback. Teams often enjoy the social support for difficult tasks, improving morale and motivation. Another benefit of teams is to improve product and service quality. Each Whole Foods grocery store operates with the advantage of 10 self-managed teams, including produce, prepared foods, groceries, etc. Each store also has a team made up of just leaders from each team to facilitate communication and sharing. Each team takes responsibility for the quality of products and service in its area. Efficiency and product development. is another advantage to building teams within the traditional hierarchy. Teams can analyze and identify dependent tasks and nonlinear processes, sometimes realizing startling improvements. Employees also benefit from participating on teams. They develop relationships to people from other areas of the business and learn more about what is happening across functional department lines. Cross training. Additionally, 69% of people who have personal relationships or friendships with their coworkers report job satisfaction and they are engaged in work. Additionally, 69% of people who have personal relationships or friendships with their coworkers report job satisfaction and that they are engaged at work, compared to less than one third of people who do not. That's interesting to me. I did not know that. This might be a hard take. Your employees aren't loyal to your company, but they are loyal to people that built it and those who keep it running. Employees with strong bonds of camaraderie are more likely to remain loyal to their team and stay longer as a result. According to LaFasto and Larson, when teams work best, there are four aspects of a good relationship: constructive, productive, mutual understanding, and self corrective. These four aspects are the basis for LaFasto and LaCarson's Connect model, which can be used to develop good relationships.